I am persuaded that a vast majority of voters in America are disenchanted with the choices they have for president. Even if they are adamant supporters of one candidate over the other, they are not fully committed to the philosophies and policies of either one. For decades, it has usually been a lesser of two evils approach to voting. The problem is, many voters don't recognize the true problem with our two-party system, which produces this every 4-year conundrum. Although there are certainly a significant number of citizens who do have a substantial alignment with one party or the other's political agenda, I am convinced that most fall somewhere in between. And herein lies the problem. Neither party has a consistent, defensible argument for why they promote two totally opposite philosophies when it comes to social and economic issues. True Democrats believe that individuals should have the right to live their life as they choose, so long as it doesn't impact others, but simultaneously believe that you should not have the right to do with your money as you choose. True Republicans believe that you should have freedom over your money, but not your life. Both parties therefore promote inconsistent beliefs. It is no more logical to suppose that you should have the power to live your life as you desire, but no power over your money, than it is to believe that you should have power over your money, but no power over your life. Most Americans believe, as did our forefathers, that you should have freedom over your life and your money. Unfortunately, as I just pointed out, neither party takes that position, so the majority of Americans are stuck trying to decide which issues are most important. The result? Never having a clear choice of who to vote for. Do we vote for someone who will let us lead our life freely, i.e. pro-choice, stem cell research, civil liberties, gay rights, or do we vote for someone who will let us keep the rewards of our own efforts, i.e. lower taxes and less government? I believe most Americans would choose both. Now, certainly not everyone agrees with that proposition, but without a candidate who takes these logically consistent positions, a majority of Americans who do have no clear choice. They are forced to choose the least of all evils every time they vote. Without a clear philosophical choice, we keep electing people with the most money to spend on their campaign or the most special interest groups helping them. This kind of political corruption is what has led us to this unfortunate time in our history. Political corruption is rampant. Nobody wants to hear about the corruption charges against their own party, but most of those allegations against both parties are true. Elected officials from both parties have taken huge campaign contributions from the greedy players on Wall Street who have put us in this financial quagmire. Elected officials from both parties have allowed taxpayer money to be used by partisan agencies trying to register new voters. Elected officials from both parties allow unregulated, non-transparent financial activity and then bail out the participants with taxpayer money. Both parties oversee wasteful government spending that produce less than acceptable results. Both parties have passed, over decades, budget bills containing billions for pork barrel projects, and we continue to accept no better choices. Every 4 years we hear the same speech from both sides. They both say America is not doing as good as it could. America does not provide adequate help for the middle class. America does not provide adequate health care for its citizens. America is being strangled by its dependence on foreign oil. America is not safe enough. America does not provide quality education for its children. And every 4 years they promise if they are elected, things will get better. But never has a government program provided an adequate solution. America spends more money on education per student than any other country, but does not have the best results. America has more regulation than most democratic countries, but does not keep people from losing billions due to fraud and corruption. America spends more on health care than any other nation, but millions are without adequate care. Almost no one disagrees that government intelligence is an oxymoron, and government programs seldom produce their desired results. When will we finally ask why? The why is really simple. For the most part, our elected officials are elected not based on consistent philosophical positions, but based on money obtained from special interest groups. And then the primary goal of these elected officials is to get elected again. Congress spends more time posing for cameras during committee hearings on things like steroid use in Major League Baseball than it does solving the crucial issues of our day. They are more interested in finding who to blame for our current financial crisis than they are in solving it. Even today, when we find ourselves in the worst financial crisis since the Depression, 13 senators chose to take time to ask the Commissioner of National Football League to allow more free local access to football fans. Then you ask, why is our country so dynamic and the place most people want to move to? The answer is equally simple. We still offer the most freedoms of any civilized nation. We still have the basic freedoms provided in the Bill of Rights. We still get to keep a higher percentage of our earnings. We are still freer than any place on earth. But we could be freer. And with more freedom will come more success, more tolerance, and a higher standard of living for all. I truly believe most Americans would rather have government get out of our way. Most would agree with these two basic philosophical tenets. 1, no individual should have the right to initiate force against another. And 2, every individual, to the greatest extent possible, should be personally responsible for themselves and their families. Individual liberty and responsibility have been the driving force behind our country's greatness for over 200 years, and it will continue to be the driving force unless we let corrupt politicians with inconsistent, self-serving political positions ruin it. Who isn't tired of hearing politicians avoid answering the specific questions posed of them? Who isn't tired of hearing their spin doctors twist the facts? Who isn't tired of all the promises never kept? Who isn't tired of personal attacks instead of issue-oriented discussions? Who is ready to have politicians not only feel our pain, but have a little of their own? It is time for all of us who hold freedom dearly to stand up to this corrupt two-party system. It is time to start a new party, the New Third Party, a party populated with true patriots, not career politicians who vote themselves the most lucrative retirement plans in private and then anguish in public over the poor retirement plans of their constituents. A party populated with citizens committed to working for true solutions out of the spotlight, rather than postulating for the cameras on unimportant issues. A true party of the people, by the people, and for the people. It's too late for this election, but we need to start now for next time. Neither candidate will solve our problems. History is clear on that issue, so there will be plenty left for us to do. But we need to start organizing now. Please visit our website, www.newthirdparty.homestead.com, and learn more about what we stand for. On the site, we will spend some time also discussing the philosophical presuppositions that lead us to our consistent framework. You may not agree with every position, but they will be consistent and will provide a much better alternative to the rampant corruption and incompetence that fills our government halls today.